Hi, it's Michael Pierce. I'm working on a new introduction for Michael's Health Answers. In the past 2 years, I spent the first half of that time telling my heart attack recovery story, praising the company whose natural health food products saved my life, promoting other coaches, other trainers, all the wonderful people online that have helped me to clearly define who I am, what I do, and what I have to share with the world. Well, I'm here to say it's not just one thing. Everybody says you have to be focused and pick one thing and run with it. Fortunately, I'm not wired that way. So I'm hoping that I'm going to appeal to other people that aren't wired that way. So we have three choices here at Michael's Health Answers. You can become a retail customer, which means you can buy the raw whole foods that changed my life and that I promote and talk about in my upcoming 90-day healthy lifestyle challenge that I'm about to launch. The other thing you could do here at Michael's Health Answers is sign up to become a charter member of the Webmasters Posse. That's right, I've formed a educational based posse. Now, posse is kind of an interesting word. Back in the old days, the sheriff used to gather business owners to go out and hunt down criminals. That's not quite what we do here, but a posse can also be a group of like-minded individuals that get together to solve or fix a social or a socially effective problem in their community. So one of the things I've come to understand is there is a big problem with people new to this space and even in this space of communicating clearly who they are, what they do, and what they have to offer. So I've come up with a format. I put together some things from my own past, some things from my own experiences in businesses. Some of this comes from public domain stuff like Toastmasters, and I'm not going to try and rip anything they do off directly, but I will give them the nod that some of the ideas came from one of their formats from a public group I was a member of for over 4 years. So given that bit of information, if you want to work on your communication skills, if coming to a meeting where you get to discuss who you are, what you do, as part of the format works for you, I want you to show up. Just click on the link that says Webmasters Posse, enter your name, you'll get on the list, you'll be offered a 1 week, 1 month, or 3 month offer where you can become a member. Of course, the more you buy, the better the deal is. The second thing you'll be offered is the chance to become an affiliate. As a new affiliate, you'll get a chance to have 30% commission paid to you every time you bring another member to the policy, and every week you'll get one free ticket to the meeting that you can hand out to somebody that you like and trust that you want to introduce to your business friends. This could be a great leveraging tool because that 1 week seat would normally sell for $17 if you were an outsider coming in and to buy it independently. You can hand out more of these single seating options, but you'll be getting them at 70 cents on the dollar, and you'll be able to keep the 30% you pay yourself as the affiliate commission. So it just makes sense to invite one person with your free seat every week, and even if the 10 of us just brought one other person next week, that would be 20. 20 bring one extra person the week after, only half of those show up, that's 30. Half again is 45. You can see where I'm going here. In a matter of a month, we could have 50 people showing up to each of our 2 meetings. Meetings are going to be Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific, so that's late night with Lori and Mike. That's 11 Eastern time, which is hence the late night. I don't want to be up at 9 p.m. because I get up at 3:30 in the morning, but I'm perfectly willing to go to bed at 9:30 so I can spend some time with a different audience and would be able to attend at noon on Wednesday. I'm staying away from weekends because nobody, it would seem, that has normal life in the world wants to do things on Saturday and Sunday. I tried a Sunday noon group. That just didn't seem to spin with anybody that I knew or had in my circle right now. There may be a chance to do a third meeting a week once we have over a dozen people showing up to each of our Monday and Wednesday sessions. We'll look at the group and see whether there's another time in the week that works for the majority of people. I'm not available on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It just doesn't fit in my life cycle. I've given up the freedom to do anything on Tuesday and Thursdays to be free and available online the other 5 days a week. So you have to do what works for you, but if you want to master communication skills, hop on the list that says Webmaster Posse, and you'll get a chance to join us for one of our meetings if it's before January 1st for free, or after that it'll be $17 for your first meeting or $47 for up to 8, or I think January has 9 meetings in it because of the way the calendar works. So at 47 bucks for 9 meetings, you can see that it's pretty inexpensive. That's just over $5 a seat, and you get to spend an hour with 6, 10, 12 other business people. They'll get to know you, like, trust you, and who knows, even if they are not a prospect for what you sell or what you represent, they, I'm absolutely sure, will know somebody. So this is a networking group, it's a communication-based group, and it's a mastermind group, because the key piece of the puzzle is a roundtable mastermind format that will put everybody at the table as equals. There'll be 2 options in this format. The first one will be everybody will get 1 minute to speak, and everybody will get 1 minute to respond to what they've asked. The second possible format is for somebody to ask questions for 5 or 10 minutes and then monopolize the group's time for the next 20. We plan to do this at least once a week in one of our 2 meetings, to be figured out later. And this is where the real benefit of being a member of Webmasters Posse comes in. You can ask my friend Peter, who had input from 6 other people. He left with 3 or 4 new things that he could implement the next day, or maybe even later the same day, that helped him move his business forward. He just needed some clarity and some feedback from his prospective audience as to what they were looking for, so that he could refine and focus in on what the people he was talking to at the time really wanted to know. Because the more you know about your audience, the better able you are or will be to fill their needs. So show up and get better. Not that we're not good now, but we can all improve upon the skills we have today, and if we work at it in a group where communicating is the focus, it's bound to get better for everybody. My friend Agnes has started out with some help from Robin in a role called Grammar Nazi, and this person is actually going to be focused on the best and the worst of the language during the meeting, and then have a little 2-minute report at the end of the meeting for the best and worst uses. And by this reviewing what we say and how we say it, we can become more aware of the content of our self-talk and our public talk, so that we can frame it better and speak clearly our message. So I'm going to get back to the first thing last, and that's my 90-day health challenge. So I don't know where you are in your journey to perfect health. If you're optimum weight and perfect blood pressure and perfect heartbeats per minute, and you have no cholesterol problems, and you have a good balance of fat to lean, if you're not underweight or overweight, I'm not talking to you. But if you're a little bit chubby, or like the guy in the picture back there, huge to the point of obesity, I've been 300 pounds a couple of times in my life. I don't ever go back. I'm now about 180, 185 pounds. I bounce around a couple of pounds over the week, depending on what I'm doing and how much activity I have. But hey, I have a supplement and a regimen and an exercise program. None of these things are complicated, but if you do a few improvements every day, or even one thing, improve in one way every day for 90 days, you will find yourself in a different place mentally and physically. So let's get started today. Join the 90-day Healthy Lifestyle Challenge, and starting on January 2nd, I will get together with you once a week for an hour in a small private group. We'll work on your problems. We'll also talk about how to best use the supplements I recommend. All the things I'm going to share in my 90-day healthy eating program, all 30 tips, will be food-based things that you can change or add to your diet to improve your health in a general compounding way. If you add some good stuff, you don't even have to take bad stuff out in the beginning. It'll just naturally start to occur as you improve the quality of your intake. You will be decreasing the quantity of your intake, and you will start to tip the scales in your favor. This is not about losing 10 pounds in your first month. I lost 120 pounds. It took me 5 years, so that's only like 3 pounds a month. That's not even a pound a week. So if you're here looking for an option where you're going to learn 3-5 pounds a week, you dump 15-20 pounds a month, that isn't going to happen here. But that's okay, because in my experience, slow and steady wins the race. It's like the exercise. I started out walking 100 yards. Yeah, like a kilometer. Inside the hospital 2 days after I had my stents put in. The first day it was half. It was 500 feet. The next day it was 1,000 feet. The next day it was 1,500 feet. You see where I'm going with this? Small step forward in the right direction. So we're going to cover 30 things you can do to exercise, and I don't recommend anybody do all 30 things that I've had the experience of doing. But in the process of seeing 30 new things, you're going to find 4, 5, 6, 10 things that you might want to implement into your own regimen. Because one of the things I've learned is we all have to be the gatekeepers of our own mind and body, and once we know about the thoughts that are good or bad and the foods that are good and bad, we can make better natural decisions that will steadily compound to the benefit of our body. It's like adding a penny every day to the good side of the scales, or taking a penny away a day in weight, and sooner or later you're going to be that healthy, active, mature adult so you can enjoy your golden years. I still chase my wife, I play with my grandkids, I can get up and down off the floor, I can pick things up, I have strenuous physical activity built into my work week twice, and I have a mild physical activity every morning 6 days a week. I don't know what your answer is, but I know if you follow a path behind somebody who has had the success you're looking for, you're twice or 3 times more likely to get to your goal. So come on board. You can buy the products and just do this thing for yourself. You can join the 90-Day Health Challenge and get some personal coaching, some one-on-one time as well as some group time with a health natural food expert that has 20 years of cooking knowledge, and that's the third part of the puzzle. So not only will I be discussing about 30 different things you can do to get basic exercise without buying a lot or spending a lot or investing a lot of time or risking your overall health, I'm going to give you 30 healthy eating tips, which are things you could add to your diet if they make sense to you based on their benefits and your needs, that you can add or not to move forward. And the last part is going to be 30 healthy cooking tips. So these are going to be spread out over 90 days. So every third day you're going to get a healthy cooking tip where I'm going to use my professional cook's training knowledge to share some piece of the puzzle with you about proper sharing, food purchasing, rotation, healthy choices. Salt can be a good thing, but oxidized table salt is a bad thing. So if you are going to use salt in your diet, I would recommend that you pick a whole natural salt and grind it fresh. I personally like to use pink Himalayan sea salt, and I believe that dried sea salt is the answer. I would recommend that you stay away from iodized or oxidized or heavily chemically treated minerals. Let's face it, if it's white, it's dead, and if it's dead, you shouldn't be putting it in your body. So you figure out what works for you, become a customer, join the 90-Day Healthy Food Challenge, or just show up at the Webmasters Posse and learn to communicate better, introduce yourself, your company, and your products. I want to work with everybody. I know that I don't have all the answers for everyone, but collectively with the group of people I have around me now, I know dozens of experts in dozens of fields, and that circle is growing. If you want to be trained how to set up a blog, or if you want to find somebody that can set your blog up for you, if you need somebody that knows something about advertising, SEO, EIO, MGO, the whole thing. We have talented people. I have a money guy. I have a professional coach that's more like a guidance counselor. There's 8 or 10 different ways you can make money online, so she can help you figure out which way works for you. I know a traditional Vedic astrologer that if you're into reading the stars and finding out more about you personally, she can help you on that inner journey. I have friends that work with ClickFunnels. I have friends that work in the branded program. I have friends in the marketing training program. I have friends in the psychological business. I have coaches, I have mentors, I have people I can turn you on to that will help you become a better you and help more people doing whatever you do. So stay tuned, join something, and hang around. Take care.